Hello, good morning. Welcome to an hour or so of a bit of creativity. Let me check I'm live in the right place, while hopefully some people will be hopping on to join me this morning. Okay, I'm live in the right place. That's always a good start. Morning, Louise. How are you doing? How are we all today? Strange weather here. It's quite mild, but it's that kind of drizzle in the air, and you can probably tell from my hair. My hair does not like this weather. I get all these endy bits, and I did straighten the ends this morning, but it tends to like flick out and get really endy on the top, so little flyaway bits. So yeah. My hair doesn't like this weather one bit. So let me have a quick look at comments. Louise, you're feeling tired. Have you been working too much? Don't forget to take a bit of time out for you. If you can find a bit of time just to do something that makes you happy, then it will help with the mind and just pick you up a little bit. It's really... I'm the worst person to say this because I do not chill very often at all. I was actually over here last night until about 11:15. It was pitch when I locked up the studio and went over to the house. It was actually pitch, and I mean pitch black. It was late, but I didn't feel tired because I was in such a zone of crafting. And I really wanted to come live this morning, and I was out all of the day yesterday. So I thought about 6 o'clock-ish, I came over and thought, I'll go live tomorrow. I need to share a bit more with the Christmas tidings, Christmas trimmings, dies, and the tidings and trimmings stamp set. So I wanted to show another way that I've used some of the products from that bundle. So yeah, so I sat down and started creating, and then before I knew it, I looked at my watch and it was 10:30, and I thought, oh, I better wrap this up now and head over and get Alfie sorted and get him tucked in for bed as well. So that was my evening, which was fine. I was home alone. Jason's off to Brands Hatch, so I'm allowed to do that. I can entertain myself here day in, day out. Okay, you love the papers and the dies, Louise, from the trimmings bundle. Yeah, it's the tidings and trimmings. It's going to be fabulous for Christmas. Like I keep saying, I cannot wait to start crafting for Christmas with it. But I'm holding off, and I've had my pre-order from the new mini catalogue that's full of Christmas stuff. But hopefully a bit later I'm going to be doing some Christmas things for my team because I've got a team training coming up. So morning, Katie, how are you? Love it that you all talk to each other and welcome each other as well. Who else is on here? There's a couple on this one. Okay, right, I'm going to turn you down, get my lighting sorted. Remember to actually switch my light on today, and show you what products I'm going to be using. Let's just move some things out of the way. Bear the palm of my hand. Do excuse. Palm of my hand for a moment. Put light on first. Zoom in a bit. Straighten you all up. Get you into position. Morning, Kate. You're waiting for Mr. Tesco to arrive. Okay, my lovely, you can catch up whenever. Morning, Belle. You've been enjoying my inspiration with this suite. That's so lovely, thank you. I have actually pulled in the other cards that I've been doing with this, and I've surprised myself at how many different things I've created. I'm going to zoom in. Try and zoom in a little smidgy bit more. Oh, it's so hard doing that zoom. It's so temperamental. So how are we all? I'm playing with lighting still. I'm having lighting coming from a different angle. So how are we all doing? What have we all been up to? Morning, Lisa. Thank you for stopping by. I am just waiting. Let this just catch up and then I'll tape my grid down. I think my grid is good. Let's just tape it down and then we'll know where we are. Yep, so Home Alone again this weekend. Of course, I could go with Jason Racing, but I've got far too many things to be doing around here. And then it means I've got to sort my little man out as well with a home for the weekend, which isn't a problem. But my parents are away at the moment, so I don't mind being here on my own. I don't mind at all. Okay. What are we up to this morning? Katie, you're crafting. You lucky girl. I'm going to be crafting quite a bit of the day. I may go off and visit the grandchildren, although I spent the whole day with them yesterday. So I might pop over there later. But I'd like to get my team training projects up and running. And I'm excited to play with new projects as well. So, okay, you can see that we're going to have a bit of cute today. Little bit of cuteness. I saw this stamp set in the catalogue. I loved this image here and I knew that I had to have it. But to be honest, I only played with it last week. That was the first time I got it out. And the reason being, I'm a guest designer on the Global Design Project on, well, it's a week Monday. So I have got a colour challenge that I need to prepare for. So I created a couple of cards using this colour challenge, and I can't show you anything yet because obviously it doesn't go live for a week Monday. So I created a couple of cards using this colour combo, and then I pulled in this stamp and I made a couple of cards with it as well. So while I was in the flow, while I was inking up colours that I might not normally use, I created some cards, and that was where my inspiration came from last night. When I sat down, I did have a little glass of Sauvignon while I was crafting, and I haven't really looked at my projects this morning. So if anything's a bit on the wonk, that could be why. So Louise, you're going to be doing my Sweet as a Peach class. Oh, that's good. That will be so much fun. If you've got any questions about anything, shout me. But of course, you've got access to the video and you've got the PDF, so you should be totally fine. So obviously, my main focus this month has been tie-ins and trimmings, but I've been pulling in the Biggest Wish stamp set, and I'll probably be using this a couple more times this month as well. So these, you're going to be seeing a lot of these this month. Let's pull those to one side because I think I've pulled out all of the stamps I'm using. I'm going to be using the Brick and Mortar embossing folder. Absolutely love this. Great for all-round occasions, masculine, feminine, children, all sorts of things. You've seen me using it a lot lately. And of course, the Christmas trimmings dies, which are not just for Christmas. As you know, as I've been harping on to you, it's probably ingrained in your brains now that this set is way more than just Christmas. Let's pull in my first kits. Put my card to one side so that I know what I'm doing. And bring you in the colours that I'm using, which are very me. So we've got Pale Papaya, Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen and Sahara Sand. And I am using some skinny strips from the Tidings of Christmas, which you've seen me use so often, because it's just such a lovely, good all-round set of papers. And then, of course, the other side is far more Christmassy, more festive colours. But I'm going to be using, as you can see, the one that's got the holly on it. But to be honest, once it's down on your project, you're not drawn to the holly. No crumb cake today, no, but Sahara Sand is very, very similar. It's on the same wavelength in my world, because if I am using really bright colours with something, I will always pull out not soft succulent, that is my favourite colour, Sahara Sand or crumb cake. So if I pull in crumb cake, you can just see when you put them together the different the difference between them. So obviously crumb cake is more of a brown colour, and the Sahara sand is like more of a grey neutral. So I love both of them. I probably love crumb cake better. Probably be my favourite. Okay, so lots of whiteness going on here today. Nothing new there. And then I've got this strip of the soft succulent, so I'm going to be pulling that colour in as well. So let's just start by folding my base. Morning, Elaine, how are you? How are you doing? Are you crafting today? Or you're catching up? Because I know all you busy people that work, you know, your weekends are very valuable, aren't they? And sometimes we have to catch up with house jobs and chores during the weekend as well. So my usual size base, which is 5 3/4 by 8 1/4, and just folded in half. My card is going to be landscape, my first card. Kate, you're talking about my PDFs. Yeah, basically I'm in the process of trying to get my PDFs onto my website, and it's a different process. But all of the previous classes in the post, I need to do a YouTube on what I've got available. But for example, this is my July class in the post. There will be a PDF attached to that and a class video. And then when I put it up on my website, there is an option to click on the PDF. It's £5 for the PDF and £5 for the class video, which is pretty good. £10 for, you know, a class. And if you purchase the actual kits for £15, then you get the PDF and the class video included as well, which I think is amazing value. So it's like a 3-hour, well, it's not 3 hour, because when I do the Facebook Live, I kind of go through quite quickly because I'm not talking to people. It's not an actual live, it's a recording. So yeah, it's quite good value, but I haven't actually got around to sorting out how to get the PDFs on their own. So what will happen is that you should be able to go onto my events website, click on the PDF, add it to your basket, pay for it, and then it automatically emails it to you. So that's the theory in it. But I've got a couple of previous classes. I've got some here actually. So for example, this class, there is PDF and class video for that one. And then also this one as well, the Flowers of Friendship. There's PDF and class, and there's also one for the Plentiful Plants. So I've got three or four at the moment. There's a Sweet as a Peach one as well, so 3 or 4. But I will try and do a video and share that and put an email out, because the information isn't really very clear. Right, on to crafting. Let's put all these pieces just to one side. I want to emboss this with the brick and mortar, and because my card is going to be landscape, I'm going to pop this in. Yeah, I think 15, I mean, when I look at what other people charge for like a PDF with a class attached to it, it's probably not a lot more. And if you were buying the kits, I'm simply throwing in the PDF and the video as well, which I think is great value. Because if you can't get out, or you're not able to get out at the moment, and you need to craft with somebody, then you know you can sit along and craft with me during the replay. So I've just popped that in. I'm going to take my grey plate, this is plate number 4, and just run them through. And remember, when you're using an embossing folder, you need to put the fold through first, just to protect your folder. I want to say this is one of my favourite folders at the moment, but we do have lots of lovely ones. It's just the texture, it's beautiful. Right, let's put my layers back on my machine. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is do some stamping. So let's pull in my mat, and I've mounted up ready. So from the right behind you, you've got this lovely image of this cute couple, which could be both feminine if you wanted to. They could, I mean, both be females, or this one could be a male. That if you're colouring in hair, I'm not colouring in hair, that will actually determine maybe, I don't know, maybe not, maybe what gender they are, but I would say she definitely looks very feminine. He looks quite, I'm saying he, this one looks quite masculine, but it could equally be a female on there. So you could put, what I'm trying to say is that you could put bright colours on here. So I love the greetings in here. I love we've got this shadowy stamp to obviously ground the bike. But I'm going to be using, I'm going to pull in this one first. I've mounted it ready. This is an E block. It won't fit on a D, it's too small. Of course, if you've got the Stamparatus, that's really great for larger sized stamps as well. Oh, hello Vicky, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So the other ink I'm using is my trusty Memento, and I re-inked it last night after I finished my project, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too juicy. I'm just grabbing my wet wipe because I know I'm probably going to get ink over me. Let's pop our colours here ready. My favourite, I think that's got to be one of my favourite colour combos at the moment. Right, let's get in shot. So I'm going to take my Memento. So there's nothing rocket science about this. I think you can see me inking this. And I find with a large stamp like this, because the Memento doesn't have as large a surface, if I compare that, can you see the difference in the size of the ink pads? I just find it much easier to take the ink to the stamp when it's larger. So I want this to be quite dark. Now remember, Memento isn't, in my life, I don't think it's really black. It's not that black, it's quite a grey black. Oh, that's not going to be big enough, is it? Dear me, that was a bit narrow. And I'm just going to ink it, I've inked it up, I'm just going to press it down. Hold it for a minute. Can you see? It's still a bit kind of hit and miss, but I don't mind that about it. I did re-ink it. But it's so cute. I love this set. Absolutely love. Okay, now there are no dies that go with it. So I need to cut that one out in a moment. But first, while I've got everything out here, let's do all of the stamping. Let's just have a look at comments, have a quick drink. It's really warm in here today. It's 22 degrees and I should open a window maybe. But it's pretty dull looking outside. Vicky, Sydney's got strict lockdown. So you're looking for inspiration. So you're stuck at home, bless you. Yeah, we've had some pretty strict lockdowns. It's quite hard, isn't it? You like watching tennis? I haven't followed any of the tennis. Yeah, the Stamparatus is great for solid images as well, because if you do get a bit of hit and miss, you can always re-ink and go back in with the plate and you know it's going to line up properly. Okay, so for my greeting, I wanted to use this one, always right behind you, which means that, you know, someone's always there looking out for you. They've kind of got your back. I really like that. Just letting someone know that you are there. What I'm going to do, I'm just inking this in the Memento. Now I can't remember whether it's mounted very straight. So let's start with our paper straight. It's not too bad. That is quite juicy, that ink. That's surprising. I am actually wondering, looking at this, whether it is slightly etched, which it does look. When I hold it like that to the light, it looks like the trousers are not meant to be totally solid. Could be wrong. It looks a bit darker on my original. So I'm just going to snip off either end, so I've got a little greeting there. And then from the biggest wish, which you know I keep sharing with you, is such a fabulous set. I really, really recommend that one. I want to use, don't think I've got it out, the Hello. I've not even used this lovely little cross image for backgrounds yet. So let's just mount this one up. I'm going to close up my memento and open up my evening evergreen. Kate, you like the tennis as well. Just don't really follow it. Never really have, I guess. Let's just ink up that word hello. It's beautiful. It's just such a lovely script on here. I am going to be cutting around that one. Now I need to do some other little images. So I've got like this little sprig, and I've also got this little trio of leaves. So we'll do some leaves in soft succulent. If I stamp a couple of that one, because I know I need another. And then with the pale papaya, so these are 3 of the new in colours that I'm using. Louise, what size are which blocks, my lovely? I have a lot of blocks. Obviously, I used to, when we were allowed, do lots of face-to-face events. So I have all of the sizes of blocks and in multiples as well. So not sure which one you're referring to. The largest one I've got is an E block, which mounts the couple on the bike. The ones I've just used are, this is an A, I believe. Yes, an A and a B. Probably A, B and C I'm using. Can't read it yet. So A, B and C. And then this long one is a H block, which is a really handy one to have. So when people are starting out, I always recommend a D block. I know you're not starting out, Louise, but a D block's a really good size to start out with. And we were having a chat with this the other night when I did my Zoom for my kits collection, which Kate joined me. We had a lovely evening, and the block that comes in the kits collection is almost the same size as a D block, which is good. You find the D block large? Yeah, I love to have just a variety, because if you're mounting a small stamp like this onto a D block, you're going to have lots of room for rocking your image about in the ink pad. And I mean, although I've got ink on this little one, but when you've got a larger block with a small stamp on, the likelihood is that you're going to get ink where you don't want it when you're stamping. So it's good to have a variety of blocks. What I've done since I've started is I just gradually built up my blocks. I'm just finding dies, sorry. I've gradually built up, so each time I placed an order in my early days as a demonstrator, I would add on a block. And I'm still like that with inks now. I'm working my way through owning all of the inks in the new style, which is kind of hard because when you've already got it in a colour, but I've got the new Stampin' storage, so I want to have all of my inks on display so that I know exactly what I've got, and they're easier to access. So I do love our storage. So I gradually buy a new ink at a time. Yeah, if you're doing a lot of rocking and rolling, that's what happens. That's why it's happening. So I'm just cutting out these two. Oh, actually, I was going to cut out. I really like this, like little sprig. And then this one here, which I think is designed to put like either red berries or like mistletoe berries. I'm going to use that one as well. And I've just got a strip of scrap evergreen here. So we'll just pop these two on. Hopefully they'll go together like that. Yeah, it's a case of, you know, we can't have it all in one go, but the beauty is that we can gradually build up our stash of products. So again, at the moment, each time, well, not every time I place an order, because I do place quite a lot, but I regularly add on a set of Stampin' blends when I place an order, just so that I'm gradually building up my supply of them. So bit by bit. Otherwise, and it's fun as well to have things bit by bit. If you have, you know, the saying, my husband says this all the time, the wanting, oh, now the saying's gone. That is a menopause moment, if you ever had one, wasn't it? The wanting is greater than the having. So you kind of want and want, like me. I get obsessed about a handbag and I possess over it, and I'm too tight to buy it, and I really want it, and I'm like, I don't really need it, but I really, really want it. And then when you actually get it, you're like, oh, okay, I've got it now. What's next? Which is really bad. I'm not saying that when I do that, I don't use a lovely new handbag, but it's that kind of thing. So I think it's nice to, you know, treat yourself and have things kind of gradually. Oh, let's put these on here. I'm just thinking now, I need to just concentrate if I've got everything. I think I have. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously from a business point of view, I'm sensible about what I buy. I would love to just buy the whole catalogue all in one go and have the freedom to use whatever I want. But then I think if you have everything, it makes it harder to decide what you're actually going to use. So little and often, I think, and then you feel like you're treating yourself. So I'm just quickly going to cut around this one. Hopefully it's in shot. Trying to cut and watch catch up is not the easiest thing to do, and talk at the same time. Multitasking. Yeah, so it's a good idea to build up on things as well. And kind of things like there are certain things that will really step up your crafting, like getting embossing powders and things like that. And you know, we can't, like I've said, we can't have everything all in one go. You know, if you maybe focus on, you know, once a month treating yourself to something that's going to make a really big difference. So it could be like the Simply Scored, you know, that would then enable you to create more 3D projects. And sometimes we look at the boring items that we don't want to spend our money on, the tools, because we want the stamps instead and the pretty things. But, you know, they're the things and the blocks and things like that make our life so much easier. And when you've got the right product and the right tools, then you're going to be much more productive. That's my theory anyway. Katie, you're on a mission to use every single stamp you own, and it could take a while. Yes, join in the club. That's a really good thing. Yeah, it's, you know, I only buy what I actually love. I would not invest in a product that I didn't love. Can't see what I'm doing there. I'm going to cut that from the other way because I just can't get into that little nook. There we go. Yeah, I only buy what I love, and I'm hoping that that shines through. That's my, you know, I'm a big believer of that. I don't buy what I think other people would like to see me create with, because if I find something hard to create with, then I don't feel that I'm going to be producing the best results. Right, just trimming around. It doesn't take long to do this. It's a bit painful, you've got to watch me. But I know some of you love to watch a bit of fussy cutting. I'm not doing loads of colouring in on this as well. I'm keeping it, oh, that was close, it nearly went in the ink. I'm keeping it pretty neutral. But that means then that if you've got this stamp set, or if it's maybe going in your basket later, there's so much room for improvement on upscaling the project that I'm creating. I've got another little bit of stamping I was going to do actually. Just have to be careful when it comes to the fiddly bits. So I think we're in for just a bit of a dull weekend here in Gloucestershire. A bit of damp, a bit of drizzle. Temperatures are still going to be up, but not so much sun. Probably just what the weeds like, a bit of damp weather. Just what I need, more weeds. Mind you, everything, even though although we did have a bit of sun yesterday, it was quite pleasant. So I spent the whole day with Coles and their grandchildren. We went over to Pittville Park in Cheltenham, which is the most beautiful park. It was a little busy when we got there, but it did thin out towards sort of midday. It thinned out a little bit. So, hello Kim. How are you, my lovely? Thank you for joining us today, all the way from Australia. Yeah, so I had a full day out, and yeah, at lunchtime we did have a bit of sun, but then it clouded over. So when I went down this morning to water everything in the greenhouse, it was really dry. Even though I'd given it a bit of a drink yesterday, later in the day, it was really, really dry. Okay, so I don't think I need to do anything with that just now. I'm going to put some layers down just so we've got a little bit of progress going on. So I'm going to start with my Sahara sand. I've got a brand new Tombow today, so it might misbehave. Sometimes they like to ooze a little more than you would, she says, than you would wish. Belle, you're a craft tool geek. Yeah, and you know what? We all need to take a leaf out of your book, because it's the tools, as I said, that make us produce different things as well. So, and they definitely are a great investment. A bit too much Tombow on there, but it's taking that step to invest in something, and once you've got it, you know it's been a good investment. But it's trying to differentiate between the boring tool or the pretty stamp set or the lovely DSP. That is, of course, on 15% off this month. Well, 9 whole packs are. Right, what we're going to do now is pop down this brick and mortar layer. Let's try not to add too much glue this time. And I'm going to pop it down at an angle like that, which is a bit quirky for me. He's stuck. And I've just got a little bit of die cutting to do on this one. And I'm going to use this lovely star. So I just run that through quickly. Yeah, I love the DSP Sale. I'm thinking I'm going to have to, I will be placing another order tomorrow. So if there's anybody who's a customer who's tuning in and would like to take advantage of the sale and you're local and you don't want to do an order yourself, then get in touch because I'll be doing one. So yeah, some really fab papers on there. I'm really, really tempted. I've got my flyer here on the Sweet Symmetry. I just love the colours that are in there. So, but of course when we get that DSP, we've got to use it. We've got to get into it and actually use it and not just stroke it, unless of course you're buying 2 packs. I know, look, it's not straight, Belle. It's like, it's on a crook. Right, next, my strip of this Christmas DSP. I want it to be just a bit shorter than this white layer. Oh, there's an aeroplane going over and it sounds like a really old-fashioned one. And I'm just going to pop this one straight down onto my brick layer without covering myself if I can. So down towards the bottom, and I'm keeping it in line with my white layer. Like that. I think this might be my favourite sheet. I'm not worried about the holly berries on it and the fir cones. They'll be totally fine. My star I'm going to pop over on the left. Just hanging over. Like that. Just going to lift it up a little, just so it's popping out. I don't want it stuck flat down. Now the other thing I thought I would do, and I haven't got any card, let me just grab a bit of pale papaya cardstock from my scrap envelope, and I'm just going to trim a bit off. I'm going to pull the stamp back in. So if you haven't got any blends, or maybe you don't have a colour that you're using the ink with, oops, these inks open. Oh, didn't want to do that. It's okay though. I'm just going to pop that one down on like that. I'm going to lick my finger. Oh, that didn't work either. Without moving it, just pick it up, just so that I've got that part of the stamped image. And then I'm just going to, I'm getting it all on my fingers now. I might just let that dry for a moment. My ink is so, it doesn't look it. It really doesn't look it, but it's so juicy. When I was inking it, re-inking it last night, nothing was coming out. So I did that, giving it a good squeeze thing. Shouldn't have done that. A whole load came out in one go. Right, let's get this down onto our card. Oops. My trusty mini dimensionals. And we'll put one over there by the basket. And we're going to pop that one just down here like that. Now what I should have done first, but I'm going to do it after because it won't hurt. I will show you in a minute what I was going to do. We're going to lay this one down so it's kind of going along this road here. And is that high enough? I think so. So it's going at an angle. With my card straight, it's heading up. It's going up a hill. And then I'm going to add in, let's just give these leaves a bit of a curl. Turn one up and one down. Pop a dimensional behind that one. Paper piecing, yes, Katie. So if you don't have a marker to colour in the jumper of this girl, you could just stamp the image again onto a piece of that coloured card. Let's just trim off that end, and we're going to paper piece it over the top. What I'm going to do is from the dies, from the Christmas dies, might have to trim that little end off there as well. Just going to pop some flowers, well, foliage into their basket. And I don't think that want to go down without trimming. No, let's just take off the top. Pop a bit of Tombow in there. And just push it down under. Just so we've got a bit of depth coming behind there. And I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals behind this layer. And then lay that one down. And then have a quick look at comments. Like that. Always right behind you. Katie, you're on your original big shot. It's 15 years old. Wow, well done. That is good. You're struggling with embossing folder sandwiches. Yeah, I think we've had changes in depths of embossing folders, you know, the width of them. So we have all different plates now. But if you YouTube it, there will be something that will come up to tell you which layers like to use with some of our new folders. Because obviously we have, if I show those of you that aren't sure, we've got the 3D embossing folder, and then we have the standard ones. And I don't know if you can see that, but the thickness is different. So with the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, we have to use different layers on them. So, right, my little dots that I cut out, I'm just going to pop a couple down here. Take your pick. Got quite a lot of putty coming out of there, but we'll just put a couple down here. I love these little dots. I just think they're great. And let's add in this, and then we'll cut that one out. I'll pop the little hello on. See if we can get one on there as well. It should just fit. And then we'll pop this one over on the star. That can go on a bit of an angle as well. And then if we cut this out, we could leave it like that. The other thing I thought that was really cute is taking, so these are my Stampin' blends. Those of you that have not come across them before, they are alcohol markers. They are absolutely fabulous. We have lots of different colours, and they come as a set. So you've got a light and a dark in each colour. They are absolutely fabulous. And I'm just going to put a little bit of rosy cheek. I know it's not a rosy colour, but I don't want to pull in any more colours, just to bring their faces. Now you could colour all of this in with your Stampin' blends and make it look fabulous, but I wanted to create 3 projects with you today, and I wouldn't have time to do that. So I've kind of kept it simple, but I've left it open so that if you want to replicate these, you can add on as much to them as you want. Just cutting her jumper, sadly decapitating her from this stamped image. Let's take that bit off. Trim under her arm. You can see I've got ink all on me. Like that. Just give my thumb a wipe. And then a little bit of Tombow on here. Teeny bit on her arms. Just to hold it in place. And then we'll just place that over the top so it lines in. Like that. So I thought it was quite cute. What's that going on there? Off you come. Quite fresh, quite cute, quite fun, but still using Christmas products and the dies and some of the DSP, but turning it into, you know, this is a great kind of young teen card, or it could be for older as well. But I just thought it was really, really cute. So that's card number 1. Now I'm going to do something a bit different for card number 2. Now you know it's going to be the same but different. And I've not seen, I don't know if anyone's got this stamp set who's on here, but I have seen very little inspiration using this set. Very little. There is virtually nothing out there. Whether I've put in the wrong hashtag or not, I don't know, but I've not seen a lot to get me inspired on it, which was more the reason for me to kind of have a play around with it and see what I could do with it. So I have not seen anyone do this, what I'm going to do, but then I could be totally wrong. Okay, so exactly the same pieces, so 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. I didn't give you this measurement. My first layer is 3 3/4 by 5 3, which is quite a common size for me for my layer. Thanks, Kim, you like it. It is cute, isn't it? It is quite cutesy for me. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like that kind of stamped image, because I do, but I just love a floral image. So 3 3/4 by 5 3. And then my brick and mortar layer is 3 1/2 by 5 1/8. So let's put this one down because we know that this is going to happen. So Sahara sand going straight down with a nice even border all the way around. Like that. Let's pull back in that embossing folder. Yeah, so with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine now, we've got this grey plate that we use with the 3D embossing folders. So my card is going to be portrait this time. So I'm going to pop it in, line it. I'm going to line it up to this line because then I know it's kind of straight. That just helps me, guides me when I'm running it through. So I'll just run that through quickly. I am gradually growing on my embossing folders as well because I think they are a reasonably priced product. I was going to say product then. A reasonably priced product that just adds such a wow to a plain piece of cardstock. So I love, love, love them. I can put this one on as well. I'm going to put this one not on a wonk this time, but not where I would normally put it. I'm going to like offset it just so it's a bit different. So even border here. Oh, this folder. If you've not got this folder, add it to your next order. Honestly, it's fabulous. Love it, love it. Okie dokie. Let's do some stamping. A bit more stamping. Bring in the scrap. Right, this time I'm going to do exactly the same for now. Belle, you're right. We have so many embossing folders. I think I might have... No, I was looking at the paper. Mine are ticked off. I've got a couple more since these ticks, but we are so lucky that we have all of these. So many different textures, different, you know, patterns that will go with different themes. They just add such a kind of like something to a plain piece of cardstock, as I've said. I mean, especially for somebody like me that loves white space, embossing it just takes away the plainness, but still keeps it, you know, very white. Let's stamp this one down again. Give it a good, I'm really giving that a good firm press because this is red rubber, it's quite solid. Now that was a lot darker. Can you see that one? So maybe I didn't quite ink it enough last time. While I've got this bit, I'm not going to use the friend. I want the thanks. Having lots of blocks when I'm doing a live like this makes life so easy. Because I have lots. So I'm going to pull in the Evening Evergreen. Just stamp that one down there. Oh, this set. Just such a beautiful script, isn't it? Louise, you never use embossing folders much, but you love them now. Yeah, that's great. It's like I've said, it's a bit like the ink pads or the stamping blends, you know. Each month, just add one to a collection. They just add so much to a project. You got the brick and mortar this month. Good choice. Great choice. Right, I'm going to snip that off. The next thing I want to do is from... Oops, I'm going to have an avalanche in a minute. I'm piling things up on top of a stack of ink pads and they're going to go in a minute. I'll be doing the U-bell and be dropping things off the edge of the table. You've just got the macrame one. Yeah, I saw something a couple of days ago done with that and I just thought, oh, maybe that has to be next. But I'm trying to get a couple of like festive ones as I've got all this new Christmassy product to play with. So, and in the new mini catalogue, there's another fabulous non-festive embossing folder that I will definitely be getting. I'm going to be pulling out this one now. Thanks for sharing the ride, which is another really fun saying. And all I want to do on this one, I've done my original in black. I think I'll keep it in black. Pull in the memento and I'm just going to ink up. I don't want the whole of the image. Thanks for. I don't even want the for, I just want the thanks. So what am I doing next? My brain is thinking, do I need to do any more stamping? Yeah, a little bit of stamping. Right, I need one of these, but I did do one of those previously. But I do want one of these again. Hello, Tessa, how are you? Nice to have you. Might just squeeze that one in there. Like that. You used to emboss the actual card, Tessa. But it does, you're very right there. Different embossing folders does stretch your cardstock in different directions depending on how much texture there is in the folder. So I feel it's always good to just add a layer rather than running the whole of a front card through. So yeah, so I'm just reading the end of your comments. So would you always advise embossing a layer card? Yeah, of course, you could run through. Let me just grab the card. So you could kind of put your embossing folder, let's grab it, especially now the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is so wide, you could kind of lay that in inside like that and just run it through and emboss the whole front of a card. But I just feel like you say, it will shrink and move things around a bit. So I always personally, I like to add layers of embossing rather than, I'm going to die cut that one quickly, rather than embossing like the whole of the front of a card. Right, more dies. I'm going to use this gorgeous one again, and I need to cut out those leaves and that one, can't see for looking. So I'm going to cut, just got a bit left in there, a star, and then we'll just stick these down with a bit of washi tape. I guess it's personal preference. If you want to emboss the whole of the front of a card, then go for it. But you have to look at, you know, is it working properly? Is it giving you the right result that you're looking for? Val, you like to do a layer as well. Yeah, and I mean, let's bring that card back in. If I wanted to emboss the whole of the front of this card and it was white, I would then just take another white layer that's almost the same size as that card front and just emboss it separately and stick it straight on. And once you stick it on, there'll be a tiny little border around the edge and you won't really notice. It will almost look like you've embossed the whole of the front of your card anyway. So I would recommend that rather than running a card base through. Each to their own though. Kim, you layer as well, yeah. And for me, because I rarely use thick basic white for card bases because I use so many layers. And so that extra layer helps as well strengthen your card. Gonna have to do a bit of pushing out on that one. Put these dies back on where they belong. Oh, did I miss the end? No, that was close shave. I'm just going to push a few of these pieces out into my bin first. Still haven't ordered that brush tool. I did look at it. I placed an order yesterday and I was like, do I need it? No, I can just push the pieces out. I'll get the brush next time. So you can see it just leaves in a few pieces, but let's move these. I was fine just by kind of curling it, get the majority out. I should have maybe ran it back through. They would have come out a lot easier. I don't have any that like stick in. Of course, if you've got wax paper, that does really help as well. But the dye brush would do this a trick. Now I'm thinking to myself, I should have got the dye brush. I'm very tight with my money. But Belle, you're laughing at me, I know. It's the tool that makes your life easier. Why did it not go in my basket? I mean, I've got this gadget, the Take Your Pick tool, and it's an addition that goes with it. So just got one hanging in there. Oh, sorry guys, this is painful watching me, but I want you to see the process. I'm doing another one after, and I've pushed all the pieces out ready, but I absolutely love this. How pretty is it? Kate, you're pootling off. Okay, we'll see you in a bit, my lovely. Thanks for stopping by. Right, no more stamping required on this one. Yeah, I guess that is, Belle, you're saying when you're embossing it could go wonky because you're aiming for a fold. Right, let's cut these out first. Really, really quickly. You know I can cut with speed. I've got something on my scissors. Be very careful if you do that, because you don't want to chop your fingers off. So I'm just snipping into my word thanks. Sorry, I was a bit far away then. Don't even know if you saw that. I'm not being too fussy because these are going with a white background behind, so if it's not quite straight, nobody will really see it. And then we'll quickly cut here. Now, because I've got like fussy pieces to go around here, I don't want to leave this bit to the end because it's tricky to get in and around when this piece has already been cut out. So I'm going to start at this point because I've got something to hold on to here. And you learn things like that the more you use a stamp set, and when you're fussy cutting things, you learn how to use the product better to make life easier for you. It's like when you buy a stamp that has a punch, you soon learn the best way of making it work. So I'm just trimming around quickly as I can. I've got the sniffs again today. And I did have my breakfast so that I didn't have a rumbly tum today. And I don't know if you saw my Instagram stories. I don't know if anyone follows me on Instagram. If you don't, please do, because I put loads of inspiration over there. Sometimes more things than actually make it to my blog or my Facebook page. Although when I post on Insta, I kind of automatically send it over from the gram to Facebook. So I've just cut that one out. Yeah, I put a lot more on there, but I was talking about my jam making last week. So I actually had some blackcurrant jam on my toast this morning that I made freshly last week, and it was yum. It was a bit runny. I obviously didn't do the setting process so well because I do it in my Thermomix. So it's so easy because you just kind of put it all in and leave it. But I obviously didn't leave it in long enough, and it's a bit runny, but it's okay. I wouldn't give a jar to anybody because it is a bit runny. It's more like a blackcurrant coulis that you would put on top of like a dessert or something, but it tastes good. Right, this is where I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to start cutting here. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Sorry, guys. Don't like to do this on a live, but I've just got a sniff. Only a little sniff. And it's not like there's anything there really. TMI and all that, but I do find it hard getting into this basket because I can't see because the wheel's in the way. As you can see, that was crooked, but it won't show. I should have done it after like I did previously. I have to think what I'm doing now. Okay, let's continue because I'm cutting this one differently. Yeah, what was I talking about? My runny jam. I made loads as well, but I do like a bit of jam on my toast. And when I say I like a bit of jam, I like it as much as I like a lot of butter. Not very healthy, but butter's healthier than like some of the margarines that are full of preservatives and stuff, so at least it's kind of a bit more natural. Right, this is where we're going off piece now. Sorry, little miss, we're not bringing you along with us today. It's like Marmite. Now I know you either love it or you hate it. I love it. And I have so much Marmite on my toast. Jason despairs at me. He says, really? Can you not taste it with just a small amount? That's just how I like it. Lots of it. Okay, nearly there. There's a bit of rough fussy cutting there. Tessie, you wish you could fussy cut like me so quick. I think I am quite quick. You've got to go and get dressed now. Yeah, go and put some clothes on just in case someone comes. You're in your jammies still. I was awake at like 5 this morning. Again, I woke up in the night. I was awake at 5 and I was like, I'm not getting up yet. That is just way too early. So I did manage to go back off until 6, which is kind of normal getting up time, waking up time. And then managed to stay in bed till 7. I kind of dozed a bit, so bit of a lie-in for me today. Okay, so I've totally chopped into this. Vicky, you like Vegemite. Now I'm trying to think what Vegemite would taste like. Is that like Marmite? Is it the same kind of thing? Or is it a bit like Bovril? No, it wouldn't be. It's veggie. And Bovril is beef extract, isn't it? Right. Concentrate. Let's start here. Right, so I am going to leave that little bit in. Hope I'm in shot. Hope you can see. Right, let's chop that bit off. We don't need that bit. Come back into this wheel. And chop it out. Don't want to chop that little bit off. I need that little bit there. Come off. Like that. Right, let's start building up this card. So another strip of the Christmas, oh, now it's gone out of my head. Tidings of Christmas. Yeah, the DSP. A little bit narrower than my basic white layer. Louise, you're off. Okay, my lovely. Come back later for the replay if you can. Anybody that's coming back on the replay as well, if you type hashtag replay, they'll know that you've come back in. And if you comment on anything, then I should be able to reply to it. Okay, so just popped that one down at the bottom. This one, I'm going to pull in my blends. And I've pulled in the light soft succulent as well. And I thought what I'd do is give this guy or gal a bit of a stripy top. Let's give them a bit of rosiness in the cheeks at the same time. Just colour in the jumper or sweater, as some of you would call it. First of all, I'm going to pop down my star, and I'm literally just going to add a teeny weeny amount of Tombow in the centre. I'm going to spread that around a bit, and I can see I've still got a piece stuck in there. And I'm going to pop this over down on the left side, just so it's hanging off the edge into the Sahara sand bit. And then this little cyclist, where's my dimensionals? Let's pop a couple behind. And then what I'm going to do is add this wheel onto the back so that he's no longer on a tandem, or she, but they're cycling alone. So I want to be at the right angle. about like that, I think. And then we'll just pop a couple behind this layer to hold it in place. It's got some Tombow on me. And we'll strategically position it. So this is where the frame comes along. So this sticky out piece is going to join up there. And obviously this part of the wheel needs to kind of attach to the pedal. And I thought I was quite clever figuring that out. Somebody else may have already done it, and I may be looking quite stupid now. But I thought that was quite a good idea. Another, you know, different way of using this stamp. So I was quietly impressed with myself for that one. And as I said, I was going to hang on to this idea until my colour challenge came out for the global design project, and then I thought I'm probably not going to share those as part of the I'm not going to use these cards for the challenge anyway, so I thought I'd share them with you today and kind of redo in a different colourway. So we're just going to pop the thanks there. Actually, have I got some endy pieces that would work good for this? I think just one in the middle will work on there. Get off. Let's have them up the right way. And we'll have them just like randomly at funny angles coming in. Pop some greenery, and we're calling this a flower, into the basket. Belle, you've not seen anything. No, I thought, I was impressed with myself. If I'm allowed to be, I was impressed. Let's trim that off because I hadn't seen anything. But like I said, I've seen hardly any inspo with this stamp set. So hopefully I'm encouraging you all to add it to your basket and create something. I have to trim that edge as well. It's because I put a dimensional behind the basket. Create something unique with it as well. I just think they're really fun cards for younger ones. And then the other thing I wanted to do, which I thought I'd done already but I haven't, is using this little die. The other option with this, I have got one actually, is there's a cute stamp. Oh, it's tumbling. You've got a solid stamp here and an outline of the star, but I just thought that was a bit fussy to line in, but that's what it looks like. But I'm just going to die cut two of these really quickly because I love this star. It's great for just filling in a bit of white space, but it's so usable for any of your projects, definitely not just Christmassy. Stars work with all sorts of cards, celebrations, anniversaries, babies, as we used them last week. And then all I'm going to do is pop one over here and probably one up here, just to take out, oops, that was my end just fell out again. It's got really slack Alice in there. It doesn't want to stick now. Good job Alfie wasn't right under the table, that would have landed near him. So there we go, another cutesy little bike where I've turned it from a tandem into a single bike. So I hope you like that one. Got one more for you. If you've got to go, I totally understand. It's your Saturday morning and we're 11:15. We're going just over an hour. Let's pull in the final kit. So as you will know by now, we're using exactly the same pieces, and I've done a bit of embossing and I've die cut a star ready just to save time. Tessa, you trying to drag yourself away. Yes, you really must go and get dressed. We're all telling you. Oh, Belle, that's not a very good thought. You took me in the bathroom while you had a shower. Well, that, and when people tell me that they're watching me on the TV because they've got me through YouTube or whatever, that's a scary thought. But I'm the same. I mean, Belle, I'm often cooking when I've got a grandchild on a Monday. If I'm trying to catch up with you, if I'm able to, depending on which grandchild I've got, then, you know, I take you with me as well. And quite often I will go from the studio with you live on the Mac over to the house and catch up with you that way so I don't lose you. Right, same layers exactly as before. So I'm going to put these down straight away. Every time, Katie, now I am adhering glue on the back of a plain piece, I think of you. Questioning why, when we've got a plain piece of card, why do we always turn it over to put adhesive on when we could just do it on the side that we're using or we're looking at? Okay, and then we can pop on our embossed brick and mortar layer, and again we're just going to pop it down over to the right side like that. That skinny strip I will save for later, but I've got another one here, so I'm going to pop that just on and kind of guesstimate the length. Just cut that a bit straighter. That still looks crooked. At this rate there'll be nothing left. I'll have to cut another strip. Right, and we can pop that one down. I love the white background on this side of the DSP. So we're going to pop that one down at the bottom as we've done before. So it's just bringing in a bit of the soft succulent and something to ground our bike on. Right, now we need to stamp. So let's bring this one in. I need another wide piece. Now what I'm going to do on this one, actually I might get away with that. Just going to ink up. Let's look at what I've got left. No, I might have to ink the whole thing actually. Let's do that. So I'm going to give it plenty of ink this time. I'm laughing at you, Belle. Okay, so I'm just giving that a good ink. I'm going to stamp it down. Give it a good firm press. Make sure pressing on the centre as well. Move you out of the way. Have I got any small bits of white? No. So again, I need another one of these. So I'm not complicating things for the live by using lots of different greenery for my basket. Of course, in the set, you've got these two different leaves and you can infill these. It's a two-step, so you can infill, you can ink that up and pop it inside this image. But I'm trying to keep it simple-ish so that I can get more projects done with you. So I'm using all of the same things just to make life a little bit easier. I also want another friend, and that I've stamped in the evergreen. Yeah, good job it's not Zoom. Zoom wouldn't be good. I do love Zoom classes though. I did Thursday evening. I had ladies join me for a Zoom where we used the kits collection, the Sentimental Rose. I'll show you a couple of things that we did after, but that was really just so much fun. Right, I need to think. Oh, I've got one more thing I need to stamp, and that will be, I've got Friend out, but it's not Friend that I want. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's all toppling. I want Hello, so let's just swap these around. Be careful when you're pulling stamps from your blocks because they do cling very well. And if this is not so bad because it's solid, but if you're pulling off one of these, you could actually tear the stamp because they do cling so well. So just be careful. So we've got Hello, and we'll just ink that in Soft Succulent. Nothing fancy, no ombre this week. Just a simple Hello. I might just grab in my large scissors to trim along there nice and straight. Large scissors always help to give you a straight cut, even though that doesn't look very straight. But it's going on a white background, so I'm not going to worry too much. Let's cut this one out really quickly. Have a quick look at comments. So has anyone actually got this set yet? I'm thinking not. I think it's been a bit overlooked. How much is it? £20. Quite a good price point. Got some nice greetings in there. Just such a fun. I'm not going to go too intricately around here because we're going down onto a white background. It's just such a fun set. And I don't know about you, but I find it difficult creating cards for like the young ones that is maybe like 10 and 11. And I just think this is a really fun one for that kind of age. Got too much overhang in the way here, too much leftover bit, but we're done. Just flatten that out a bit. Hello Friend, and then I will just cut these two really quickly, and I've already die cut that one ready and pushed out the pieces so you don't have to watch me do that. Yay, I hear you all cheer. Nothing worse than watching somebody die cut loads of intricate things and push out all of the pieces. I mean, I think it has to be shown. You need to see the process of when you die cut it, what you're left with, but not on all of the projects. So let's just line that one in. Pop the top layer on, which is looking very cracked, but it's still going strong. Run it through quickly. I might have a sneak peek of a new product that I'm hoping to play with later. If I don't waffle too long and I get through this card super quick, I might just share that with you. I've not made anything with it yet, but just show you the new product. So cute. So cute. Okay. Kate, you're back. Oh, you're having pie for lunch. Don't know what I'm having for lunch today. I've got loads of fresh fruit I need to eat, so I might just have some yogurt. I love Alpro plain yogurt. It's really tasty, but there's hardly any sugar in it. It's plant-based, So I might just have some fruit with that. Katie. The problem is such a large amount getting returned and replaced. Too much to look at and decide between. Do you mean product, Katie? Okay, what am I doing with this one? I need to concentrate cutting this one. Let's start here. I love how her hair's flowing as well. This would look beautiful coloured in with Stampin' Blends. Would be a lovely class as well, because we'd all be sat there therapeutically colouring in and fussy cutting. Not for the faint-hearted, of course. Hope I'm in shot. I think I am. I say that a lot, don't I? Hope I'm in shot. I think I am. Right, cut the wheel. I can't cut and look at comments. Katie, too many stamp sets retiring. We stock up, then we get overwhelmed with all the new ones. Yeah, I try to be sensible. My first she says sensible. My first pre-order has arrived. I might have popped in a second one. Oops. Yeah, but I don't go crazy mad. I don't buy it all. I just buy the things that I know that I'm going to be able to use with classes as well, because I'm doing a lot of classes in the post now, because I've had to turn my business kind of upside down from being purely face-to-face to online. I've had to think about how I'm sending out kits, which has been very difficult. I'm not going to lie, it's been really hard. But I've got there, I've managed, I've achieved it. So I really have to think about what sets I'm buying that I can use that work well for classes. Right, where are we going from here? I think we're just going in. Not chop her arm off, that would not be a good look. Because she's got her arms open in joy, hasn't she? She's happy. Her little face, she's happy. She's spreading the love. Nearly there. I mean, if we'd had a die, this would have been good, but for a girl who loves fussy cutting, I'm okay with that. Right, now what I'm going to do is chop around here. I think I'm going to go straight down and just take out the front wheel. Katie, your pre-order shipped yesterday. Yay, exciting. I know mine came really fast. I was pleasantly surprised. Shipping seems to be coming really good at the moment. Right, I'll keep that because you never know, I might need to do a bit of paper piercing, a bit of kind of decoupage with that. So I've just now cut out the wheel and the basket. No pre-order yet, Belle. Yeah, that's a really good idea. You've been watching some unboxings to have a closer look at things and also to see what other people are doing with things as well, because I don't know about you, I look at an image in a book in the catalogue and quite often I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with that, until you see somebody inspire you and then you're like, I've got to have it. So I'm just scrolling back through, have a quick drink. Looking at comments. You've got a pie from the Hairy Dieter's veggie book. Ooh, it's an experiment. Let us know how it goes, Katie. Sounds fun. Right, you can just see a bit of black on the corner there. I'm just going to chop that off. Don't want that. think let's colour her top in this time. So I'm just going to use, I'm going to pull my lid off ready. I'm going to use the dark pale papaya. Just quickly go around the outside. It's hard colouring when you're standing up. I should have sat down. Like that. And then just pull in the colour from the centre. Just to blend it. Give her a bit of depth. Make sure I put the right lids back on. I want the pale one. Let's give her some bit of colour in her cheeks as well. Only a little bit. Doesn't want, oh, that was a bit out of line, but don't want to give her too much of a rosy cheek. Might look a bit odd. Let's move these inks back. I'm going to put the lid on my Memento and start assembling. Right, so hopefully I've cut this right. Let's pop some dimensionals on the reverse. I'm going to put one on her ponytail as well, because we don't want that sagging. And then we'll pop that down. I'm going to put it down on the left side of my card and just sit it again on top of the, like the ground. This is my ground or the road, and I'm looking to see that the bar here is straight. That will then tell me that my bike will be kind of going straight along. Look how happy she is. She's like, give me a front wheel and a basket, I'll be even happier. And then I can go somewhere. And put a dimensional, a couple of dimensionals on the wheel and basket. I think first though, I might need to pop my star in. Otherwise I'll be having to chop some of it off. So teeny weeny bit of Tombow. Get it flowing. You don't need much. Just to anchor it down. And a bit higher maybe. Over there like that. Let's get my hands away. And then we can pop that back on, and we want to make it look like it's part of the bike. So we've kind of got the front of the bike coming down. I'm going to line it up with one of those lines. If I can. Does that look right? Is that how I did it before? Did I have it coming out a bit? I think I had it coming out a bit and tilting it. Sorry, I'm faffing. That looks a bit far forward. That'll do. It looks like a bike. It looks like a bike. You'd never know it was a tandem. And then we'll do what we've done on the others. Add in some foliage. Bit of colour, bringing in the colours of the DSP that I've been using, and obviously my colour combo of inks. And we'll pop that one in there. Oh, I need to just chop that bit off. Feed that one down in, like that. And then we're simply going to pop the hello onto a couple of dimensionals. Belle, are you enjoying this set now? I know, and this is kind of really the first projects. I did make a couple of projects, but I've almost duplicated how duplicated the card that I made previously last week, and I've just changed the colour. That hello wasn't stamped the best. It's a bit wishy-washy. Yeah, and I think, and I did find it hard to start with because I'm like, I've only seen a couple of projects done with this, and there wasn't much inspiration to get me going. But I think now I've inked it, I think I could be well away with it. And as I've said, it's just a great teen one, really, or young person. Let's just pop this in. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, the idea just came to me. I was just looking at it and thought, oh, actually, it doesn't need to be, you know, a tandem. It could be a little more, a bit different. Katie, you were worried about missing out on the sheep on your pre-order. Yeah, well, I made a bit of a faux pas when I did my pre-order. I ordered 2 sets of dies and not the stamps to go with it. That was a bit daft, wasn't it? But hence why another pre-order went in yesterday. And I'm also thinking tomorrow or Monday I might put another order in. So I'm just going to finish off, just to give my card a bit of balance. I'm going to use this one again in some pale papaya. So I just run that quickly through my machine. I love it that we have dies that cut out multiples. So just cut those out for me. I only want a couple. Just clean the end off of my Tombow. And I'm going to put some down here. Come on, today. Those up. To me, this, by doing this, these little dots down here, it balances my card. That might sound a bit strange to some of you, but my card was very much over to the left, and just by putting these here, to me it just brings it together. It just gives it a bit of balance. So I thought she was really cute. I was really pleased because at first, when I first thought of cutting it up, I thought, oh, the guy at the front, I could, you know, make him separate and it could be just one bike. And then when I started playing, I was like, well, they can both be individual if they want to. Nothing's stopping that. I'm just grabbing in my other cards. How fun are these cards? They are such fun. I love them. Think about different colours. Think about, I've got some more ideas to do with this, so I'm not going to say too much. So I'm not going to give everything away. But think about definitely using different colours. Maybe if you love colour, add in, rather than using white here, add in, you know, a good base colour. But I'm really, really pleased with how they've turned out. Absolutely love them. So I hope you enjoy them too. And I hope just maybe I've opened your eyes a little bit to the Right Behind You stamp set. It's made me think more about, you know, what you can do with a stamp set. Of course, the biggest wish I'm focusing on this month, and there's just so many things you can do with this one as well, and such a usable stamp set. But then bringing in my tie-ins and trimmings yet again. Okay, I might only be using foliage this week, but I'm still getting a use from this stamp set when I've not even considered any designs for Christmas with it yet. Thank you, Stephanie. That's kind of you to say that you're loving the cards. Let's just bring in the other things I've done. So you will have caught me probably live doing these cards before, but if not, they're over on YouTube. So again, using this one, I heat embossed with the gold, using the tie-ins and trimmings and the dies with the hand penned. This set is just so more. And then this was what I did on Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I've so lost track of time. using the Christmas things again to create something very non-Christmassy. Right, a couple of things just to show. Of course, I cannot show you inside of here, but as a demonstrator, I've been able to pre-order from here, and I'm going to be playing with some goodies from here this afternoon, hopefully. Let me bring in one of the products I will be playing with, and it's called the Classic Cloche. I just thought this was going to be fun. I loved these little stamps here and thought that they can be used for not just in this cloche, but for different projects as well. So I'm super excited to play with those. I love that the die set has these tree images and these like naked trees as well, like silhouette trees. So I loved that. So I'm excited to have a play with that. I've not seen any inspiration on this whatsoever, so it could challenge me for a little bit until I get inking. What else did I want to share? Yeah, just a quick reminder, we've got the DSP sale for the whole of the month, well, until 2nd of August actually. So we've got the 9 sets in there. So I've been using the Tidings of Christmas today, so that one's also included in the sale. Then I thought I'd quickly show you, on Thursday night I went live, well I did a Zoom, using the, move that catalogue out of the way, the Sentimental Rose. Let me just do up my inks because I don't want to dip anything in. Belle, you were thinking of the cloche set. Yeah, I just thought it was so cute. And I thought the birds could be coloured using the blends. So, and I liked the dies as well. I thought they'd be quite usable for, you know, posting out kits and things like that. So this is the Sentimental Rose kit. I may well go live, or I may do another Zoom and invite people who purchase kits during the month to come and join me, to hang out with me for a bit. Yeah, great minds think alike, hey? And you inspire me a lot. So please bear that in mind. Your mind is great. Kate, you enjoyed the Zoom. It was fun, and I did see that you've ordered this kit now. It is fabulous. I've gone through the kit before, so we've got a gorgeous, let's just bring in an envelope so I can line that. We've got a gorgeous stamp set here. So I turn it because some greetings are upside down. We've got a beautiful flower image in there and a leaf, and really usable greetings, so that once you've used all the elements in your kit, you can still use it. We've got glue dots, we've got dimensionals, we've got lovely embellishments, we've got twine, we've got the beautiful block, we've got corrugated layers, we've got beautifully printed background layers, we've got patterned envelopes, we've got an ink spot, we've got die cut layers and tags and labels, so much. But just wanted to show you, this is what I did at the Zoom. Honestly, I was blown away with the quality of this kit and just how beautiful the projects are. So it makes 9 cards, and then you've got 1 acetate box that you could gift something in there as well. Just checking comments. But I don't think showing them on here does them any justice. They were simple to put together, but this flower image in the set is just beautiful. This kit is £18. It's got a stamp set in there, which is worth not far off that. You've got an ink pad and you've got a block. Honestly, it is beautiful. I'm super impressed with this kit. So you're going to be seeing more with this. Now, the idea of the kits are for new people really. So because they are all inclusive, they have everything in there. This one is £18. I might have just said that, but my brain is not registered that I said it. I'll do that up after. It's £18, but you have everything. So you don't need any glue because they've given you glue dots. You've got your stamps, you've got your ink, everything's die cut for you. It is brilliant. So, and it would make a lovely gift as well. So bear that in mind. You will see more kits coming. from me. I'm going to pull back in today's projects. And I think I'll bid you farewell because look at the time, it's 11:45. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I've waffled on. Waffle. But I'm enjoying hanging out with you all, and thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who stopped by. I've loved creating these again. You will get to see them in my different colourway, which is out of my comfort zone, but you will see those later in the month once the colour challenge has gone live and I can share the colours. So I'll probably share the other ones that I did. So Katie, you've ordered the one with all the male names, Dad's son. Oh yes, this one. What's it called? For all the guys. This one. Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm playing with that one next. The next time I find a bit of time to get creating with that one. So thank you, Belle, for spending time with me. And I know that you have a birthday tomorrow. I'm a bit late to the party with that one, I'm afraid, but I hope you have a beautiful and wonderful day and that you get to spend a bit of time doing something you enjoy doing. I know you don't get a lot of time to yourself. Your family take up time for you. So I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope the weather perks up a bit for you as well. So anyway, I'm going to bid you all farewell. I'm going to grab myself a coffee, have a little snack before lunch, because I always have a mid-morning snack. And I'm going to tidy up and then get creating and then hopefully pop out and see the family later. So thank you so much for joining me. And I will be back with you all very, very soon. So take care for now and bye.